We saw them play this previously and have some success on it. But as Maui pointed out on the desk, Complexity beat Heroic on this map. That is a good scalp to have under your belt.
We're in for a juicy one then. mezii deploying some smoke grenades. hallzerk having a quick look. We know that fnatic can make it real hard for the CTs to hold the top of the ramp. That's of course in the buy rounds to come. First, let's see what they do with the Glocks. mezii has a flashbang. Got 4-man on road. Well, this is going to dry peek without the flash, so perhaps the flash will be for the site itself. Complexity falling back now. They'll have some slightly better range, but these are just some opening skirmishes by fnatic. They are non-committal. They've got commitment problems, and then they've got some position problems because KRIMZ coming in from the back. Roy's been dropped. He'll change his angle, and they're somewhat trapped now. So this may be going wrong. This may be going awry for fnatic.
Grim can just tuck into this corner, and normally that could be a problem position. Normally you could get mollied, but obviously it's the pistol. They don't have that kind of utility. They don't have that kind of tech. They just got to go with what they have. 50 seconds. Grim is still fully controlling the A side of the map. I mean, mid is the only other option. And it means Complexity can stay with a 3B stack. And I think fnatic might be about to run into it.
Calm before the storm. Boosted up next to VLC media player. Nikados will join him. Oh, God, and he will be denied. Playlist has been deleted. 5-on-3, Complexity defending the B-bomb side. They've got great angles, but FASHR is trying his best. KRIMZ just waiting for his time to strike, but he not even get there in time. Definitely went that way. mezii in the clutch now. 7 seconds to find 3 frags. Rather you than me. Time is running low, so is the HP. That one felt a bit stunted from fnatic. Tried to move away from the B-bomb site, but their map control was not respected by Complexity.
I do wonder if a gun barrel was spotted through the wood. I think sometimes it can clip through, but I feel like with pistols, that's unlikely. It might have just genuinely been a read, because Complexity had so much info. And it is quite common for teams when they're on that pistol to just try and boost players up, have a quick burst onto the site. It is Glocks again for fnatic. It's a second pistol round for them, only this time they're playing on impossible difficulty.
Glock rounds. Glock round speedrun. Most of these runs tend to fail. We did see the entries, though, onto the A-bomb site on Inferno with some Glocks from fnatic. I think it's a taller order here. No balcony to jump out of, simply the stairs. Security guard Floppy says no, he'll get all the kills. Very nice anti-eco ace from Floppy. These guys are playing on Game Boy Advance resolutions on these monitors.
Ooh, so this is the pistol. Yeah, that's just a predict. That's a hard read. Love that from JT.
Ooh, spin that wheel.
Wait, does he see it? Oh, he might have seen it, actually. I don't know. I'm too blind, man. I'm too blind.
Even with glasses, we can't see. We like super suck.
Absolutely. Here's the gun round, and Complexity continue their confident and aggressive play style. Double swing onto mid. This is kind of half like a bonus for Complexity. They're keeping some weaker guns. So that's a nice start to the round, but Floppy has fallen elsewhere.
JT will find 2, but only get 1 kill. There are 2 on the ramp. He sees one of them. Perhaps Fang will have the sound cue so he can raise the alarm and call for rotation. Heavy rotation. So all 3 of fnatic are on the ramp now. They have a flashbang, but they've got a minute on the clock. That is key because they need to find frags. Roy, he didn't see the back of the CT. Okay, maybe he did eventually. Perhaps one of his teammates saw it on his POV. They have 1/3 of the information. Time continues to run down. So silent fnatic. Slow and methodical. Where are the other 2, though? Fang being here wouldn't be a surprise, but they don't know it for sure just yet. Again, they need frags before they can plant this bomb. Complexity are the ones holding the smokes. Fangs with a great peek, the perfect timing. Flashbang is inconsequential. Pressure's on you to perform. Fang can just sit here. draw you into the open, draw you into the light. For hallzerk to pop out at an opportune moment. Slow creep and the bomb plant will be here. Big damage taken by Nikodos. Has some help though in the hands of Roy. They might be able to do this. Nikodos has to dance. Fang and hallzerk need to pick the right time to push. Look at the peek from Nikodos. Great work from him with the AK, leaving Fang in a dire situation. 1 versus 2. Trying to pre-fire as best he can. He has a kit. Trying to isolate the fights, but they'll still get him. Hard one for fnatic, but they're on the board.
Yeah, it wasn't made easy for them. You see the reaction for fnatic. They know how important that is. Can't be falling far behind early on your map pick. The thing is, that was a round where Complexity kept a couple of those weaker weapons. They took a few liberties in that round. Now they've got pretty much a full buy across the board. Not always ideal for Floppy to have the FAMAS, considering he's the B anchor, but he'll handle it. And look at this setup from Complexity. 4 CTs towards A, leaving mid wide open. They want to fight for ramp, and JT's going to get them off to a good start.
Could have been 2 there. fnatic have to be careful. This looks like a hyper-competitive game of Vertigo that we have upon us right now. And it seems fnatic are going to have to work much harder to find success on a ramp like they have done in the past in different series. Trades are here, advantage Complexity, 4 on 3. Bomb not spotted just yet, Floppy putting in some nice work with the FAMAS. Now he's a distraction, we can see he's got support from hallzerk with the AWP. That bomb still needs to be collected, but first they're going for the frags. KRIMZ will eliminate Floppy. Maybe rotating to collect the bomb might save him from an unknown element in hallzerk. Angles being held elsewhere, trying to punish the CTs as they look for information. And KRIMZ could just make the sound cues now. His teammates in position. KRIMZ can bait the CTs to walk into mezii's angle. Grim being disciplined though. Fang moving into a dangerous spot once again. 40 seconds on the clock now as the util comes through. That's all the information for Complexity. Everybody waiting for the first head to show. See KRIMZ jiggling there. He's still going to make his way to the site. Fang with a spray will be glorious. mezii in a clutch, 1 versus 3. 25 seconds, low on time again. hallzerk to trade, 3-1 Complexity.
And a team ace from Complexity. Everyone getting involved for them on their CT hold this time round. Really solid performance across the board. Floppy earlier getting a nice pick out towards B. They have a good solid rotate over towards this A-bomb site. And once this molly fades, hallzerk can come up above and get the timing right on the trade. So it is fnatic back down to a weak buy. And Complexity showing us they've got some funky setups. They've got some interesting CT dynamics on display.
It's really interesting to see the angle clearing from a player just watching their POV. More interesting with an AK, but such is the situation for fnatic. JT playing around the smoke. That's the bomb, that's FASHR, that's KRIMZ, that's Roy. On to the next one, 4-1 Complexity.
Sweep that one under the rug, forget about it. And that is an early timeout taken by fnatic. Makes sense. They have not had a good start here. Even the one round they won was competitive, and that was against not a full buy from Complexity. Now they've got the full guns out. They've got the AWP for hallzerk. And yeah, we just really need to see them come alive right now. That's a tough angle to clear with the D and no utility. JT this time, the beneficiary of some of the low buy frags. I'm glad that Floppy got that ace earlier. I feel like as the B anchor on Vertigo, there's a good chance you just don't get much action. So get your kills on the board early.
Had them stats, baby.
Exactly. You deserve it.
Now, I'm very interested to see if fnatic can find success of old on this ramp. Because if they can't, what is plan B for them? I do wonder. We see hallzerk's not going to outstay his welcome there. Gonna take a pot shot, announce his presence. JT caught off guard, and maybe fnatic can find their success after all. Got a fair few smoke grenades in the hole as well. Got to be careful for these wall bangs, but they've got an early advantage. We know they're not shy for a slow round, so they'll make Complexity wonder. KRIMZ and hallzerk both with full nades, still holding on to them for now. Are they going to go for some kind of a retake here? We see Fang creeping forwards. Roy behind the girder. KRIMZ has an angle, a flurry of kills, and it gets worse for Complexity. Their money isn't spectacular, but KRIMZ isn't done with this round just yet. Hearing one player start to rotate, but there's plenty of presence here. They're still looking for these peaks now. Roy just running around. KRIMZ struggling to get the kill. Nowhere to go. The molly's up. Roy's on the way as well. KRIMZ still alive. 7 HP. They're lining up for him. hallzerk on the B bomb site. I think we'll be trying to find a place to hide. fnatic on the scoreboard again. This A aggression early is going to be a key area for both squads. Interested to see how that one continues. But Complexity have lost a lot of money in this round.
Yeah, I feel like the fake flash from KRIMZ with the pistol might have fooled me, but it's not going to fool fnatic. Had to do something though, so I don't mind it. He was so low on health that I feel like he had to just try something crazy, see if fnatic fall for it. But this is the first round where we see a more standard setup from Complexity. Think about the earlier gun round, they had 4 towards A. Prior to that, they had 2 players going aggressive on mid, so they got an early advantage. This is the first full 5v5 round where it's just their standard 3-man A setup on ramp. And the coordination looked pretty poor. JT was completely alone, had no idea that fnatic could be so far up. I'm hoping that Complexity can get that figured out in the future. The other option is hallzerk's AWP in that round was positioned over towards B. I think we might see that sniper back towards A in this one, considering they lost that control. And indeed, hallzerk will be playing sandbags early.
Just a beginning here. Have a look at the players though, the setup for Complexity. Not overcommitted to the A bomb site. Fang has been quite dependable, finds another one. Has KRIMZ been spotted, I wonder? Did they hear the tags? In the meantime, Fang is getting all the information the expensive way as far as fnatic are concerned. They've lost 2 players, unable to respond. Bomb not spotted just yet. But now Complexity don't need to play so aggressive. They fall back on the B bomb site. They can abuse those numbers on a retake if they need to. Want to limit the variance now that they have found themselves with significant advantage thanks to Fang and flashbang support. Excuse me.
You are excused.
fnatic can still be dangerous with these AK-47s though. This round can still be turned on its head. 42 seconds as they line up smokes towards CT. Molly's towards floppy's position, forced into the lights where he's like, okay, well I guess I'll have to frag you then and make life even harder. 3 of the remaining 4 players for Cole are here. The flashbang's good though, but the cavalry, the swing is on the way. The trade is here, and mezii now in a 1 versus 3. Hold on a second, KRIMZ and JT have dropped 1v4 even. 2 players remain, but there are 13 seconds on the clock. Avoided a grenade. Will he spot Fang? They're looking to peek together. He's going to have to go for this bomb plant. Fang is going to swing on the right-hand side. He hears the footsteps. 4 seconds. Is there enough time? I don't think there is.
Counter-terrorists win.
Close, but not quite. A 3K from mezii. Did the best he could, but Complexity took that round from the start.
Yeah, mezii looking a lot better individually, but man, KRIMZ just could not get that initial kill onto the bomb site. That could have made a massive difference. If it was just a 1v3 for mezii, perhaps it's a different scenario, but you see KRIMZ struggling. mezii eventually starts to pick up the trades, but too little, too late. And that round was a really good look for Complexity. The ramp play was so much better for them. The flashes that they threw for Fang were great. And it's a more standard round from Complexity that looks good, which we hadn't seen up until that point. Didn't quite catch the score there between the Outsiders and OG matchup. Remember, the winner of these 2 series face off against each other for a spot in the playoffs. Oh, and OG looking good. That's what we like to see.
fnatic trailing by a map, trailing by 3 rounds. The glass goes smoky. All eyes on the monitors now. Those absurdly low resolutions. I do wonder how many resolutions they tried before they got that far into a tiny one. We'll have to ask him at some point. FASHR with a Desert Eagle only. Maybe he'll find a rifle later on. JT with a sneaky angle. Down goes the bomb as well. This is a shooting gallery for Complexity, but fnatic will turn it around. 2v2 favors the T's. Bomb spin spotted, that's fine. The urgency rises. They know the remainder must be on the rotation. And off they go into the site. Towards the site, at least. Looking for a response, it seems. They know one of the 2 players is here. Cutting noise now as they creep forward. Smokes are up. Both teams denied information. Going for the wallbang, hallzerk. Not finding much of anything. FASHR in the open. Floppy with a FAMAS. Even with all those eyeballs, he might not be able to see both these players. FASHR by default, biding as time starts to move forward. And that's the round that fnatic were looking for. Breaking the money of Complexity as well. This is their chance to strike now.
That's a nice recovery from fnatic. Complexity will be a little frustrated though. They commit to the ramp completely. They clearly called that everyone needs to fight ramp, and it almost gave fnatic those opportunities to get back into the round. I feel like they maybe could have got away with the early kills and just fallen back, but they all wanted to make sure they committed to the same call rather than 1 or 2 players falling back and just conceding. So it is a force for Complexity, but it's not great for them. And that is a hard fight to win with the scout. Nikodos waiting with the AWP, ready for that early fight.
Soon be served another one. Dependable Nikodos frags again. Look how tight that angle is with a 5-7. Both teams are going to fight tooth and nail for this game of Vertigo. Fang and Floppy remain. And again, fnatic give minimal cues. They only give what they want to give. Apart from the rounds that Complexity have taken by force. They'll still be in the lead after this for a time. This is a force buy though from Complexity. The 5 players currently carrying $700. So they're going to be broke for a while.
Not easy now for Complexity. Hard to say who the favorites for this matchup were. I think most people would say fnatic. They've just got a bit more tenure as a team. But Complexity have really been in good form lately. They've risen in a lot of people's estimations. As you heard from Maui over on the desk, he's up on Complexity right now. That's the nice way of putting it. He had his own words.
Yeah. Fellow diver Jason Lake will be happy about the recent progress. Complexity OG.
I love that 5-7 skin. I feel like you'd like that.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's called, but I have it. I know that it's got unicorns on it, and it's great.
I have a, what is it? Oh, I can't remember.
I've got one with, what's its name?
I've got one with LDLC favorite stickers on it.
Okay, nice.
Case hardened.
There you go. Yes, yes.
It's not completely blue, but there's enough, so I kind of have to use that, you know? If you've got it, you've got to use it.
Yeah, you got to flex it.
I'm sad we never got very game stickers in the game, just for the era of French Counter-Strike it represented.
It's kind of cool when organizations are like that. They're almost like legendary names in a weird sense because they just aren't around anymore.
Yeah.
It's almost like a mythical beast that might be awoken one day.
In terms of legendary names, again, if you look at IHC's recent losses, UK team into the bin. Maybe there'll be a legendary name one day. Outside of our shores, Hawker.
Maybe, maybe.
Men like into the bin.
Gotta love them. Call trying something in this round. They're trying a little summon.
Fairy tale.
That's the one.
Very cutesy.
I always like it when players have the glove and skin combos on point. Like, if you have a full inventory and you've committed to that, I respect that highly.
Yeah, my CT loadout is red. My T loadout is green. Although my Emerald's bayonet has left these shores and is in the hands of Scrawny now. Fellow skin enjoyer. Well, let's see what Complexity can do in this situation. Fang and Floppy could really hold on to their armor here, but the rest couldn't go fishing if they can. Not much to lose in this round as they're going to lose the lead, but I'm sure hallzerk would love an upgrade to this scout. Very dry round here for Complexity as they wait for the money to come in. It's like waiting for payday, man. You're on the noodles, you know, payday comes in, boom, you get them chicken nuggies out.
Ooh, okay, hallzerk. Don't mind it, I don't mind it. Not much else doing, but hey, a little bit of fun. Oh, and Royd actually dies to the bomb, so
there we go. Yeah, they've kept the T's close enough to die. And the action will resume now. Some quiet rounds as Complexity had to rebuild their economy. No AWP for hallzerk after all. The M4s will be here, but if they're successful, perhaps he can take the one that nikodos is carrying. The Glock for the Galil for mezii. Good armor penetration, but doesn't quite have that one-shot power that the AK has. Only two of these players are lacking in helmets. So let's see how the approach to ramp goes on this occasion. fnatic have almost all of their grenades, changing the pace, maybe a false sense of security for Complexity. Surely JT hears the scope. He's already made his way down the ramp. Looking like an aggressive hold then for the CTs. Very nice grenades indeed. That molly will certainly help JT stay in position for now.
JT's been very hit or miss on ramp. Some rounds has been having big impact, some rounds has been giving away his life a little too easily, and hallzerk's orb just got cleared out by the Galil. JT wide swings, but he's only going to be able to get one with such a commitment.
It's humongous risk taken, but he was stuck in the corner. Does not bode well for Complexity in this round. They're heading towards being broken again. They'll need an individual performer to turn this one around. The bomb's just around the corner here for KRIMZ. Floppy has no idea. KRIMZ might be stuck now. He might be stuck with the bomb. That smoke grenade maybe allows it to be rescued by nikodos, indeed, and he's on the run now. Those sound cues will be heard. This round is turning around. They've got the information Complexity. They know what's likely to be happening here, and Grim is off to the races. Roy with an off angle already. We'll see how far forward Grim goes. He has to assume that the site's compromised until he knows otherwise. The Molotov will force him back into the hands of nikodos, but he'll deliver the frag, and down goes Roy as well. How about that for a round from Complexity?
So well played from Floppy. He realized someone needs to do something. He takes initiative, gets into an off angle. I'm a little surprised that fnatic were going that way. I thought they might just all fall back and group up in the 4-on-2, but Floppy makes him pay. And that's something I love about Floppy. He's a pretty skilled player, but he's happy to take some of these more difficult spots. Be anchor on Vertigo. He's more than happy to play those positions.
KRIMZ being on the wrong side of that Molotov changed everything for Complexity. Absolutely everything. That was the turning point. And Complexity quickly back into the lead. They were on the ropes there. They should have lost that round, but again, understanding the urgency, understanding the need to find a way back into the round, otherwise concede it and save. Floppy doing what needed to be done, getting the information, and then Complexity delivering on the other side of the map as well. Frustrating one for fnatic, but they have a buy once again. hallzerk's gone from the M4 to the FAMAS. nikodos will have another AWP. But if they lose this round, fnatic, it will be their turn to eco. If they win this round, the same will be true for Complexity. A swing round in this first half then, as we are heading towards the end of it.
AWP of hallzerk not wanting to be over on A after that previous round. See that smoke thrown by fnatic lands a little lower. There is some playability around it. Looks like Complexity might just be setting up to play on the bomb site for now, although they have a bunch of players coming into position, so retake utility at the ready. Complexity do want to fight for ramp.
They understand how big a priority this is for fnatic. They can slow them down here. Maybe there are advantages to be had elsewhere. They've used almost all of their util, Complexity. Fang is the only man of grenades now, but he's busy getting the opening frag of the round as well. JT in the boost, and that two-man advantage, if they can just disengage a bit and hold on to that, so significant for them. Really reduces the chances for fnatic here, but we know even in a 2 versus 5, they are very capable.
Yeah, no need to give away fights now for Complexity. Just turtle up. Make sure you work together on some of these fights. JT's been boosted up. There could be danger here. They're connected on these angles. Oh, KRIMZ almost able to transfer. JT decides it's time to bail out of the bomb site. That's going to allow a bomb plant for fnatic. And as you said, no nades for Complexity to set up this retake.
Versus the AWP as well. That smoke will make life even harder. They'll have to swing. Someone's going to have to take a bullet for the president. Oh, Nikados has the angle, dropping the grenades. And look at the difference. What a disastrous timing for fnatic. That wasn't a time to pull away. They're on the bomb now. KRIMZ for two-man spray down. Do you know if it's being defused or not? Down goes Nikados, 2 versus 2. It is utter chaos here as KRIMZ has to clutch. He's got an ace, and he will do exactly that. Madness on the A bomb site. Timing awkward, but KRIMZ will deliver.
It was just set up perfectly for KRIMZ. The one man in that scaffold side, able to catch so many players in the side, so many players not looking his direction. And Complexity will be pissed that they weren't able to convert that round. A clean 5v3. They tried to tuck back, but they weren't playing positions where they could really work together that easily after they boost JT up. He has to bail. They think they can play retake, but they thought wrong. I mean, look how easy these are for KRIMZ. Just boom, flash in, line up, beautifully done. And then the focus is on ramp. Another flash into position. Oh, those lineups, man.
He really saved them there. That timing for Nikados to come off the AWP to give his teammates the grenades was unbelievable. And look at the impact on that one then. Complexity, nothing in their pockets but knives and lints.
Oh, there we go, Grim. Get yourself forward for the boost. Oh, who's going up?
Now I've got Vertigo.
Might not come into play here. Oh, hello.
Ceiling Cat is watching you creep around Vertigo.
JT is alone on an island on the B site. He's not on a fun island. He's not having a tropical vacation. I can't believe I've just said vacation instead of holiday. That's what casting a Complexity game will do to me.
What on earth is a vacation?
What the hell are you talking about? Oh, hello, 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 hello.
Oh,
no.
Just panic mode.
Yeah, you
I think he accidentally slid off, yeah.
When you look at that left, you slide, you start sliding.
Covered in baby oil. Opportunities missed. We ain't resting out here. fnatic moving on to the B bomb site with numbers. FASHR's in trouble though, and he's got to try and cover this bomb plot. Nikados will help out. FASHR will try and slip away. mezii will pick up the slack. Went a bit missing on Inferno, but Vertigo feels like home turf for the likes of mezii. Much more comfortable now. Paranoia for Fang on the A-bomb site. He looks to go fishing with his Desert Eagle. Again, nothing to lose. 7 rounds coming quickly for fnatic. Stabilizing after a good start for Complexity.
Get out of there, mezii, get out of there. The bomb's about to go off. He's good, he's good, he's chilling. doing.
Some epic names on that trophy.
KRIMZ playing below a cutout of himself. I mean, that's pretty baller.
Not too shabby, is it?
Already in the Hall of Heroes.
His portrait is awesome on the overlays. If you haven't seen it, you might see it later, but he looks like a rock star, and he is. Been on this team for so long. Part of legendary fnatic lineups, and this one certainly has potential. But they need to make their way back. Absolutely smashed on Inferno. Against a tough opponent here on Vertigo, nothing is guaranteed.
It's really cool that KRIMZ is the surviving player of the team also. Like, you'd have thought, you know, Olaf at his peak, you look at some of those players, but KRIMZ is the one who's just always been reliable back in the day. And he just keeps on going. It's like a good old used car that just always does the job. Oh, KRIMZ, speaking of, has been boosted, but the smoke makes life awkward. Floppy again with one of those sprays through.
Took the headshot because he tried to jump off the ledge. Or slip off the ledge. That's a bit rough. And I think a kill in that particular position may be a bit of a clue for Complexity. There was the opportunity. And Roy will have to show some presence on the other side of the map. So things are a little trickier. hallzerk with a different boost this time. We'll see how slippery he will be. Fang must have seen him. With the Galil trying to avoid the trade, he'll do that. They know there are two players here now. Rotation coming in fast for fnatic. 22 seconds on the clock. One more to go on the bomb site. Nikados, his shadow is spotted. The swing is there, but Roy will cover. That was a great opportunity for Complexity, but fnatic have managed to win those duels now. And with one more round to fight for in this half, looks like Complexity will be focusing on that one.
Ah, that's so tough for Complexity. The coordination just slightly off. And it's so tight figuring out the angles to play when you've got that boost up. But I feel like Fang just needed to be a little further back. You almost want the boost to be the first player to spot that man. And then Fang could swing a little later. And after the chaos goes down from the boost, he could get involved. Oh, here's KRIMZ slipping through the cracks. Grim had his back turned, so maybe you figure someone's here, but apparently not. Floppy will be fine.
It's not even worth him shooting. Just hide in plain sight. Man like KRIMZ. Shoutouts to the Eyeballers squad as well.
Yeah, man.
Always try and catch their games if I can. Always bump into them when I'm in Stockholm.
I think they played Astralis recently, right? It was a
Possibly.
Cool matchup to have.
Good dudes, doing good things for Swedish Counter-Strike. Bringing up new generations of talent. Last round of the first half. Complexity will have double MP9 and a FAMAS. The French guns are out. Somewhat limited grenades, but they have enough to do something. They also have the aimers to make this buy work. Easier said than done, though, against the likes of fnatic. 12 kills for mezii, 12 kills for KRIMZ, 12 kills for Flopzilla, who has an AK-47 as well. It'll be limited how much Complexity can hold on to this ramp now with what utility they have left. fnatic on a pilgrimage. Complexity being proactive as well. Grim on the flank now. What is he going to find first? We can hear the swing towards the A-bomb site, and he may not make it to help his teammates in time. hallzerk in a really rough spot. Nikados watching the back. His 6 is covered. hallzerk now forced into the open, drops the bomb, traded. Now the question is, where is Floppy? 3 kills for Nikados. A quick reload with the AWP. Floppy coming in through CT, eating a humongous flashbang. Down to him to clutch this round. He'll be denied. Another one for Nikados. 9 rounds at the half. A very engaging game of Inferno when we're just getting started. More action after the break.
One up. Last 3 were bottom fork.
Yep.
Max push off B. One off B.
I'm gonna try to just go ahead sandbag.
One more off B.
Never mind.
They got the bomb.
Yeah, I ran away. He's going towards you, going to you.
Come here.
Other guy could have been through A. We only heard one guy.
I'm peeking from heaven. I'm gonna try to get emo.
Here be some twists.
Yeah, I think I just did.
Twist and running
up
A.
to. Coming up to.
Let's call it twist.
Pick it up here.
Nice!
Sick.
Ricky, you
Good job,
fucking beast.
Will OG fall for this trickery? Oh no, Rugga. He's not watching. James slides out, pulls the trigger, decides it's time to cut down OG. He is on 45 health, but he's going to fight every step of the way. Neofrag bests him. Dagster's tagged as well, so that scout's not able to get active in from long. Sure enough, Flit finding kills now. Welcome to the game. It was quite quiet from Flit up until these most recent rounds. And now he is getting back into the action.
Eco Cobra. We'll find out if there are levels to this game. Is that Flit's real crosshair? That's
the one he joined the server with it.
It's a smoke lineup crosshair. Well, after Inferno, he might need a crosshair that big. Make sure you're always on him.
4 of OG's 5 players all have the same crosshair, actually, with slightly different gap.
That's a real team.
Yep. Fiku's the only difference. But he's also the only Pole left in Katowice.
True.
Doesn't clear his connector corner, and that will be the end of him. Short round incoming, as far as outsiders are concerned. Neofrag trying to find a timing here, walked up with the knife out, so, hey, you've managed to slide behind Fame, and Chiron's making a bunch of sounds, so Neofrag knows exactly what's going on. Only problem, there's another dumpster player. He would have loved to just fight Chiron.
Ah, so many of them.
Like rats.
There's 4 of them coming up to the A site.
5th one's up connector. That's Jame. So this one goes down nice and smooth for the outsiders. They make a little bit of extra money. No deaths. It's good. It's easy. And it's only a 1-round lead now.
Jame has just been so consistent so far between all the groups matches. I feel like
This guy lost 16. He lost a 16-6 map. And still had a 1.34 rating.
Yeah.
How do you lose 6-16 and get a 1.34 rating?
It's actually a Jame-only move. He's had great stats.
Nikadors delivering great frags towards the end. Will he continue with the same consistency that we often always see from him on Vertigo? He will need to if fnatic are to be successful and take this to a third and deciding map of Overpass. We know what they're capable of on Vertigo, but are they ready for complexity? It's their turn to be the aggressors. Let's not forget how dangerous they were with the AK-47s on Inferno. Will the same be true here on Vertigo?
One of those P2000s chucked away in favor of Dulberettas. Ecodos still has his, though. It'll be fun to watch for. Meanwhile, for the complexity side, a couple of smokes opens the option for that A execute if you want it.
The T-pistol for fnatic was somewhat of a wet fart in the first half.
Ooh, where do these smokes go on B? Or do they save them for later? No, they've got them in hand now. Deep smoke and a gen smoke at the ready, and mezii spots them early.
How do you respond? FASHR has a smoke. There's no kit, there's no flashes, there's no Roy, and there's no mezii now after he's traded by Grim, dropping Fang. fnatic at risk of losing both pistols here. Of course, they can quickly turn around. Grim has got the sound cues. He knows one's close. Oh dear. That is quite the peak from Grim. And things are starting to fall to pieces here for complexity. fnatic still have to go quickly. Oh my days! Who is that, Shaq? JT in a 1 versus 3 now. 2 more to find. Smokes are up and that one has collapsed. Wow.
Ouch. FASHR was a man possessed on that retake. Jumping into the bomb site, leaping into the action. And now it looks so good for fnatic. I mean, Complexity had a strong start on this map. They were 5-2 up, I think.
Dude's out here playing NBA Jam, big head mode and all.
Oh,
God damn. What a way to lose a pistol round. That was a must-win for fnatic, and they did it in a style which has to be mentally grieving for Complexity. Like, can't believe you've done this. Well, they have, and that means double figures for fnatic. If Complexity won that pistol, the implications were significant, but they've got to focus on the next round. And I mean, it barely looks like they lost the round with the buy that we've got coming out here for Complexity. A very dangerous round for fnatic.
it's everyone's favorite game of who won the pistol. You can't tell by the buys. Complexity storming the B site again. mezii with just a FAMAS caught in the open. Does well to do damage to a second player, but look at how much ground has been gained here. Oh, great timing. He heard the nade thrown. KRIMZ gets caught, and hallzerk will just back away.
If Complexity can win this round, it might even be more favorable with the reset and the loss bonus.
hallzerk's still got a smoke. He's just realized. Can make this retake really awkward for fnatic.
Great timing. JT looking to the left though, drops from the right. There's no kit for these plays. They've got to get on this quickly, real quickly indeed. That smoke actually gives hallzerk the line up, and he finds the shot onto FASHR. Thank you and good night. Nikos may not escape either. Complexity make it work at the cost of everything.
They needed that. They needed that. Great lineup in the midst of the smoke, able to spray through. Nikodos just could not swing on that right side quickly enough because that smoke was down. And that's even with the CTs beating the smoke initially. This did not look good for hallzerk in the 1-on-3. There's the transfer, and Nikodos arrives just slightly too late.
Man, what a situation. fnatic have to find a way to succeed here. Calculated risk, we can see Nikodos keeping some money in the hole. If they get reset here, things are going to be quite dicey. The situation is going to be very urgent indeed.
Some smoke there from KRIMZ. Timed that well because KRIMZ got the info from mezii. There are a few players towards B. Don't want to let that site fall too quickly. Now Nikodos with the one saved rifle is playing for information. And oh, he's about to spot them. There we go. That's the info he needed, but he wants to fight. Flash in. Might be time to get out of there because there's a lot of Complexity players against you.
That rotation is certainly heard.
Okay.
But what of the other three players? Complexity, not really sure where they are, and indeed, they are playing this one quite slow. Molly's to clear. Oh, the rotation has gone back, actually.
Yeah, flank not quick enough. Won't even be a flank.
They've lost position, but they are close. They have one smoke and one molly. No kit once again. How much do they invest into the frags? It's a big kill for hallzerk. Now, will they continue to pursue this? I feel like they would be playing to their doom, especially with no kit, and indeed, they'll go again the next round. Complexity move to 8. They survived the test. Haven't wiped out fnatic just yet, though, in this round. So the next one will be dangerous. But we have a hell of a fight on our hands, that's for sure.
Yeah, a bit of scavenging work at the end for fnatic. You gotta do it. Roy finding something shiny to put into his nest. And that M4 will be saved for the next round. Looks like there is a timeout called. Keita quickly on the mic, as it is a fnatic taken timeout. Both coaches having a word. For fnatic, not much to be said for this round, you would assume. For Complexity, yeah, massive round that they won earlier. Big swing round from hallzerk. can see the ramifications of that. Is ramifications an English word? I don't even know the origins of words, but it just sounds funky. Sounds like Egyptian or something.
Well, because of ram, like ram.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, that's the only reason.
Yeah, I'm not buying this logic.
Listen, I'm trying to sell you on it, but I haven't really sold myself on it yet.
Just the one rifle once again for fnatic. Dangerous pistols though, let's not forget mezii's opening frag in the last round with that 5-7. Many dudes on road on this B bomb site for fnatic. Many mollies for Complexity if they wish to pursue this. That's an encouraging start. They have some smokes though, swinging with the flashes. Not gonna use those mollies, just sending it straight in there. And that can mean disaster. FASHR with some dirty angles. Complexity put their own smoke up, ran through it against an eco with mollies to clear many positions in the site. That encourages, that invites variance, and variance they have received. Look at this double peek now. How do you deal with this, Fang? Well, he's got the information that he is screwed. And there is the trade. They soiled the bed in that round, Complexity.
They really did. And I do like how fnatic played, because even when you have a stack like this, you might not always be able to get into these cheeky positions. But FASHR just says, you know what, there's all these smokes up. If I just run through them, there's probably enough chaos that they won't be ready for me to be in behind.
Oh, something wrong with the mouse?
Maybe.
Thought he was going for a slam there.
Yeah, look.
I don't know where the nearest store... Actually, I do know where the nearest stores are.
I feel like they should have spares, but then they never do for some reason, so...
Well, I mean, against an eco, I mean, you can't always do the same strat, right? You can't be predictable, but running through your own smokes onto a site of ecoing players can go wrong, did go wrong. They've got opportunities to put fnatic away, but they can't have too many mistakes like that. 4 rifles and a Tech 9 for hallzerk now as they start to swing, but guess who's got the AWP? It's Nika does. He doesn't miss often.
Oh, God.
Wow. Scorched earth, lightning strike from fnatic, and Fang is wondering where everybody's gone. Send the body bags.
Roy doesn't even turn away from the flash. Figures Fang might try and catch him out. Looks like fnatic have done their homework here. That setup on the CT side was wild. They were so heavily stacked towards B, and Complexity just end up running right into it. And now this might start to get too tricky for Complexity. A flock of Glocks on the server. If I went to a zoo and saw that, I wouldn't be happy.
If you went to a zoo and saw a flock of Glocks.
Yeah, because it's not an animal. I'd be pissed. I'm looking for animals in zoos, James, personally. Don't know about you.
Wow. I don't know what to do with that. There is a Desert Eagle, though.
Oh,
so there's that.
I missed that.
Complexity have lost a lot of big opportunities. Again, we have seen great examples of how good fnatic can be on Vertigo. You don't want to allow them to get back into the game, but that's certainly what has happened here. You can see the frustration on the side of Complexity. All of a sudden, they've got to work really hard to try and take it in 2. Overpass gets closer and closer. All right then, Grim. All right then, Grim. Looks like one of them's pissed off at least. That's the kind of energy you want to see from Complexity, because they have work to do here. 5-round deficit all of a sudden. Such a weird, like, just looking at the history of these rounds and a half is so strange considering what we've seen. Apart from that, that eco round, of course, after that, everything changes. A lot of timeouts, a lot of stress here in this game of Vertigo all of a sudden. Not in the hands that you might have expected. Complexity, suddenly the ones under pressure now. Need to try and have a mental reset and refocus. Hard to ignore what's happened in some of these rounds. You can see the body language on KRIMZ telling a story.
Stressful scenarios for Complexity. I think they'll know they have had options, but that low buy win earlier for fnatic might have been the swing round in this specific map. It's put them into such a strong position on their map pick. Early action for Floppy will get out through the smoke. He's got teammates alongside him, but the nade damage is surprisingly good for fnatic. Boost being attempted, but the swing coming in from mezii.
Oof. mezii will need a neck brace after that one. fnatic almost saying, I heard you like defaults. Look at this utility. Seem to know what's coming. There's a lack of presence towards A at the moment. Bomb thrown to the floor. No one close enough to hear it, though. Fang creeping. FASHR and KRIMZ curious. This looks to be expensive for fnatic with the angle Fang is holding. Avoids the flashbang. KRIMZ will be entertained. He's got to focus on this rather than support the B bomb site, as we can see Complexity making inroads now. And things become awkward for fnatic. They're a man down. They've got the AWP in the hands of Nikodos, but he doesn't have an angle yet, as we can see. How much do they commit to this? What is the play? They have 2 smoke grenades and a bunch of flashes, but JT's position is so strong.
I'm kind of surprised they're even hanging around here. This retake feels so tricky. Maybe it is just a scenario where you play for exits. Oh, JT with a good adjustment. And now fnatic are not looking likely to get anything going in this one. So that's more like it for Complexity. Even though fnatic were running that 3B setup again, this time they're able to handle the early aggression. They take a little more time in setting up the play. Definitely still chances here for Complexity. The issue is fnatic have a good amount of money built up. So you're going to have to do it the hard way.
So you can see on camera left, stage right for Complexity. They're having fun. Floppy and Fang, they're in good spirits, but camera right, stage left, KRIMZ is frustrated, but I mean, you can see him trying to get the entries there. So, having a tough time of things at the moment. They need to kind of spread that positivity, but I think he'll only be happy once he's finding success. And he'll need to, if Complexity are to bring this back. Still 4 rounds behind fnatic, who have a full buy coming Complexity's way. Complexity breaking a 3-round streak for fnatic there, so they've built themselves some cash this CT side, and they intend to use it.
Plenty of money for Nikodos, still able to have that AWP in hand, especially with some guns being saved. And a more standard setup for fnatic now. mezii playing towards B anchor. They've got a couple of players this time towards ramp, and they do want to contest for this control. JT, off the first man up for Complexity in this position. Oh, he almost got spammed, but the flash is fantastic. JT set up for an easy entry, and Nikodos says, I can't stick around with the AWP. I got to give this up.
That's the Complexity we were looking for. Floppy playing with his food there. Caught for free by KRIMZ. But has he done enough to entertain? But perhaps not, because fnatic seem to be heading towards this A bomb site, lining up the grenades, trying to buy some time. There's plenty of it for Complexity at the moment in this 4-on-4. So Nikodos has got cover from mezii to deploy big grenades, double grenades. FASHR's here as well. What do you mean you were planting the bomb? KRIMZ coming through now, and mezii falling to pieces for Complexity. We've got counter-strats from fnatic, and they're 2 rounds away from overpass.
Oh man, as soon as that bomb starts getting planted, you've given away access to your location, and fnatic pinpoint those nades perfectly onto the bomb site. And that just starts a flurry of frags as the nades. Lovely coordination, getting those landed at the right time. And KRIMZ tries to activate. The other Complexity players have to try and get onto the site. Oh man. KRIMZ not having fun right now.
Frustration, colorized. What's
Kind
the
of
play now?
Yeah, the last stand here for Complexity. If they want to win this. And again, this B aggression has been really effective. Floppy has had a few issues when there's multiple players coming his way. That's a fight mezii maybe could have won. But Floppy holds his ground. And look at this play up mid, it's wide open.
JT and CT spawn. Floppy may have done enough because look at the position Complexity have seized based on his entry. Stuck in mid now, can't plant the bomb there. What's the next play? Waiting to be given something, KRIMZ creeping. And Grim, more frustration for him. FASHR saving KRIMZ there perhaps. Starting to look towards the ramp now. hallzerk going for the transfer. They've seen the bomb as well. JT and Fang coming in from the back, and we have a role reversal as FASHR holds the stairs and Fang comes up. What kind of an entry is that? That's crazy. 2-on-2. They know where the bomb is, fnatic. Nikodos creeps with AWP. Plenty of sound cues. Fang taken out of the sky like a pheasant. And it's game point fnatic.
It's one of the issues on Vertigo. Even when you get mid like that with so many players, it's actually still really hard to find a good route to a bomb site. You see, you're kind of coming over the top. That's not a good fight for KRIMZ. Even if you wrap in through CT, there's a lot of awkward angles to clear. That was sick from Fang.
Entering the stairs from the B bomb site, if you will.
Yeah, almost a role reversal, but it's not enough. And now Complexity are in trouble. Their money is bad. They don't have any premium rifles. They barely have any rifles, full stop. Floppy's got the one Galil.
Bargain basement is discount. They use vouchers for this buy. Best scout skin.
Yeah, I like it. That's a classic.
Will it be enough though? Can he channel that blood in that water, that shark aggression? This is a very tall order, it must be said. Oh, KRIMZ gonna need a therapist after this game of Vertigo. The remainder moving forward now. Oh, they have lined up in the worst way. JT to trade with the Desert Eagle. Fang's here to turn things around now. They have position, they have a bomb site.
What?
Now that KRIMZ, that frag onto KRIMZ has come in. Fang refuses to lose it, looking for another one, but Nikodos will deny. JT, 1 versus 2. He has the bomb. And he's got around 30 seconds. Do they know that he's still on B? Can see fnatic communicating the util. But they need to focus on the crosshairs for now. Those beeps to the go command. I'm sure the incendiary will be on the way now. Nikodos jumping, peeking, swinging with the pistol, and that will be enough. fnatic take in Vertigo. There were chances for Complexity, but they missed them. They didn't pull the trigger when they needed to, and we go to overpass.
They won against OG. OG tried to do their best. They really tried on that overpass. The scoreline was...